Stay black in America. Don't leave, don't go anywhere. Greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman. You can achieve any goal your mind can imagine in the United States of America. Everybody's trying to come here. I don't care if it's from North Africa, West Africa, East Africa, all of them trying to come here. I don't care if you're from Central America, South America, Mexico, Caribbeans, Jamaica, Dominica Republic, Cuba, the list goes on, man. Everybody's trying to come to America because why? They see a pathway to living a much better life. They see a financial institution which is the greatest in the world. They see the chance to buy that kind of car they want, to live in that home they want, to buy that jewelry and those clothes and the shoes, to give the kids the kind of life they didn't have. So don't believe the hype about somebody saying go back to Africa or go back to somewhere else and all that kind of stuff. Everybody has an opinion, and that's pretty good. I had a guy when I went to a bricklaying school, a German named Shoebrooks. He said everybody has opinions. They're like buttholes. Everybody got them. So everybody's gonna have opinions. And my opinion is stay black in America. You can achieve all your goals here. You had a black president here, a vice president now is black, Supreme Court justice, astronauts, everything you can think about, inventors, teachers, lawyers, doctors, everything, accountants, everything you talk about, you can become in America. It's that path that you got to choose, the right path. You can't choose that crooked and crazy path that leads to things that are going to lead to destruction. You take the path that leads to prosperity. So here we go. We're going to talk about crises. So the definition of crises: a time when difficult or important decisions must be made. Crises. Crises. Find 7 advisors, find 3 intercessors, involve your pastor, mentor in time of crises. Crises. Create your top 10 questions, review with 5 intelligent people, follow their do about instructions. Crises accelerates your wisdom. Crises contains divine secrets. Crises introduces your greatness to others. Like David and Goliath, right? David's greatness was introduced when he was fighting big Goliath, right? Crisis is a birthplace. Crisis purges disloyal people from your life. Crisis happens just like birth pains. Crisis is an opportunity for creativity. Crisis is one of the few opportunities greatness has. Crisis summons your greatness. Every crisis can be resolved in 3 decisions. Never forget it. Every crisis can be traced to a missing conversation. Every crisis contains divine secrets. Where did your crisis begin? What decision birthed crises? Whose counsel did you ignore? Who is the problem person? Crises. Man, crises are gonna pop up, man, when you least expect them. That's why they're crises, because they'll pop out of the blue, man. You're driving into work, and all of a sudden that car of yours goes out. Man, that's a crisis, because you don't have your car, you can't get to work, can't get no money. You can't get to work, and you're making excuses. Your credibility is being hit. Man, that's a serious crisis. If something happens to your car, and your car is a means of you making money. Crises, man. Something in your health, And all of a sudden your health is going bad. You can't breathe. You can't get oxygen in your body. You're wondering why. What's going on? That crisis, man, birthed stress. And stress birthed the tightening of your lungs and your veins, so your oxygen can't get to your body and your heart properly. It means you're gonna fall out pretty soon. That's a crisis. What's what crisis does to a lot of people? It induces stress, and stress induces, in some cases, death. So crisis, man, born, you're in a situation where your kid, where you're black, right? Black in America, pretty much black people killed all the time. When a crisis comes with a decision, when that kid is confronted with other bullies, and they're trying to bully him into joining a gang, or bully him into using drugs, or bullying him into doing something he don't want to do, he's at a crisis situation, right? So what is that kid gonna do? If that kid is not equipped with the right decision or the right opportunities, the right things to combat that crisis, normally what? he falls, right? He falls because what can he do? If he's confronted with a crisis for the first time and nobody has schooled him, nobody has taught him, nobody has showed him the way, showed him what decisions to make when he comes to that crisis, he's doomed to make the wrong choice. Peer pressure always takes people down. Have you smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, shooting up, hanging outside late at night, cussing, acting like you're bad, and before you know it, you're at odds with the police. And when you're at odds with the police and you're black and young, you know what? You lose. The odds are against you. Most police forces have they say have maybe 5,000 or 6,000 police officers employed. You against 6,000? You know, and if that 6,000 has 1,000 racists, oh my goodness, you're giving them an opportunity to whoop your black ass, pretty much. So crises, man. You know, you're born in the city. You got to raise your kids right. You say, look, you got to be respectful to the police officer. You can't be disrespectful to this guy. This guy is put by law to protect the community. You don't want him beating up your community. You want him to protect your community. So why are you going to be rude to him? Why are you going to be nasty to him? Why are you going to roll your eyes? Why are you going to do anything disrespectful other than saying, speaking, making eye contact, and speaking to the officer, and doing that kind of thing? Because that's where you want to be. You want to be on the side where the officer looks at you as favorable and not looking at you as negative. That's what you teach somebody. Why are people getting killed by the police? Well, tell you what, in a crisis situation, it seems like black people are killing each other at a higher rate than anything else. Here in the great America, everybody's coming. Everybody from the diaspora's coming there. Everybody's relocating here. Everybody wants to live the American dream. And black people living in America just don't know how good they have it. You know, even someone on welfare, man, if you're born on welfare, okay, you're born. You're not born with a silver spoon. You're born with a copper spoon. Let's put it that way. And you're in the ghetto. Well, you know what? You're in a structure. You're in a building. You're not walking on dirt. You're walking on cement, or you're walking on carpet. You're walking on wooden floor. You got air conditioning in the summer. You got heat in the winter. The government's providing you food stamps. It's going to feed you. You don't have to go plow a field like someone in Africa would plow a field, go hustle and work. You know, because I think in Africa, you know, they don't have any, thing far as working. You know, in America, you can't be so young. Where Africa, you can be 8 years old. They ship you out there and have you working in the diamond mines, have you working in the fields, have you working like a slave when you're 8 years old. You don't have that in America. You can't have a little bunch of kids working there. They call that that's against the law. You know, so even with that, you're born, you can go to school, man, from birth to high school free. In Africa, you got to pay for it. If you're living so far away, ain't no bus gonna pick you up. You don't have no clothes, nobody gonna give it to you. You know, you got millions of Africans can't even go to school, man. Can't even get an education. Over in America, they're begging you to come to school. They want you to come in this school because they get paid for the students they have. They want everybody to show up in the school. So, man, in a time of crises, what do, right? Time of crises, man. That's why you prepare for certain crises. Things that you think are possible to happen, you prepare for. Like a boxer would prepare for fighting another opponent. Is that opponent taller than me? Do they have a reach advantage? Are they faster? Are they younger? How should I prepare to beat this client? Let me look at some tapes of them. So when you get in that ring and that crisis happens, you're prepared for that crisis. You know, more likely you have the victory. Those people who come into any kind of situation where you're going in a war. Evidently, Russia figured out Ukraine pretty easily and just stomping and walking all over them, right? They figured out who's going to come and help them, who's not, who's a member of NATO, who's not a member of NATO. So when that crisis hit them, they weren't prepared for that crisis. They're getting stopped, getting destroyed, people getting killed, people evacuating, leaving the place, and people standing there dying. So, crisis here in America. Let's talk about America. Crises, right? There's a crisis in America, man, because black Americans are competing for jobs with everybody. Everybody's coming here. Like you said, even North Africa coming here, West Africa, East Africa, Central America, South America, Mexico, Caribbeans, Europe, small little countries in Europe, little poor little countries in Europe. Everybody's coming to America and competing for the same jobs, man. You sitting there thinking like backwards, thinking like, I'm being treated horribly by the police, or you're being more treated horribly by black Americans themselves. You know, black Americans are the ones killing you. If black Americans stop killing each other, well, the population will really grow a lot then, wouldn't it? Because, I mean, seem to hate one another. I think it's that West African effect, you know, when West Africa helped put a lot of people in slavery and stuff like that, and shipping them to America, you know, working with a white man, getting paid in rum, which is drink, you know, getting paid in fishbone, which is the currency at the time, and shipped a bunch of the weaker tribes into America. Why would you want to go back there? I mean, that's about the retarded thing in the world because you don't know history. You don't know they worked against you. So the upper echelon of Africa, the ones who were involved in the slave trade, sending the weaker tribes to other countries all over the world. You can see black people all over the world. Oh, you can find them in the Philippines. You can find them in South America. You can find them everywhere. You know why? Because they sent them everywhere where other Europeans could use them in slave trade and become wealthy off of using that free labor. Kill the ones who were disobedient. The ones that were just walked in line, just did what they had to do, worked till they died and made someone else rich. So it's a West African effect, but when the crisis hit those smaller tribes, they couldn't defeat them. If 10 goes against 100, more likely 10 is going to lose, especially if 100 knows the opposite. They say, we're looking to get that rum, man. We're looking to get drunk. We're looking to get happy off this. White man gonna bring that rum to us, you know? He gonna bring us that mudfish bone. We can pile it up and save it. We can take your little land when you're gone, when you get out of here. So you're gonna go back over to a place like that and try to resettle somewhere, not even knowing the history, going back to some of this where your ancestors whooped up. When you're in America, the greatest economy in the world, they wish they was in there. They coming here. I'm coming to America. It's a better life there. I ain't got nothing there. Look at those black folks living over in Africa. I mean, America, they got big screen TVs and cars. I'm living out here in the field, struggling. I'm gonna try to get me a college education, go over to America and try to settle, and not really settle with those black people. If they're in the city, I'm gonna try to go to suburbs, you know, so I can't get caught in a crime. When I get a job or something, I'll try to get a job or something. Maybe I can make money off of them. Still trying to find a way to exploit you. So look, if a great crises arise in your life, try to prepare for it. Definitely pray when it happens, you know, but seek wise counsel always. Look, stay black in America. Don't go anywhere. Greatest country in the world for a black man or a black woman, and that's crises. Subscribe to my channel.